To the casual observer, this is nothing more than wildlife, a wild boar tending to her new litter of piglets. But wildlife experts don't see Canadian bacon, they see a pig not native to North America, which could soon become an ecological train wreck for the country.
They are the worst invasive large mammal on the planet.
Ryan Brook is one of exactly 2 Canadian researchers tracking the swine spread. Wild boars were first imported from Europe by farmers in the 1980s. Some escaped, and they were first seen in the wild in the 1990s. Over the following 2 decades, they spread steadily throughout the prairies, but it's since 2010 that researchers have seen exponential growth in their habitat, and they've now been spotted in Ontario and Quebec. Earlier this month, a family of 14 pigs, called a sounder, was caught and euthanized in Pickering, just outside of Toronto. Why does any of this matter? Well, authorities are now trapping wild pigs on the streets of Hong Kong, as well as throughout Europe and the US. They destroy crops, eat pretty much anything they can find, and can transmit swine fever to wildlife and humans alike. In Ontario, they're now an invasive species.
All the restaurants, they're really disappointed. Actually, a lot of people were shocked.
After 20 years in business, Hans Lindemann has been told by the Ontario government to wrap up his wild boar breeding operation. He says there was no consultation and no option to create stricter regulations.
I totally know that because I'm from Switzerland, because there the government pays millions of dollars each year for compensations for the damage they do. I know the problem, but they should have done it differently, They should have imposed the fencing rules.
For all the fear, Brooks says the wild pig population continues to grow and we're past the point of eradicating them.
Wild pigs, because they have 2 litters per year, 6 young in each litter on average, their growth is so high that you just can't barbecue your way out of a wild pig problem.
But we can, he says, learn from the US and Europe and do our darndest to contain them. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.